All right, buckle up. It is time to talk policing in Surrey and the soap opera that is playing out between Mayor Brenda Locke and Mike Farnworth, the Solicitor General and the Minister of Public Safety. And it's all about RCMP and SPS. Caveat time.
Yeah, I mean, my husband is the chief of the Surrey Police Service, so, you can call me biased. I happen to think that he has a great vision and is very dedicated to creating the best police department from the ground up to serve the citizens of Surrey now and in the future. But when we first started this show 42 weeks ago, I thought that hopefully there would be a resolution to this, and there still is not one. And in fact, the ante was upped this week when the Surrey Mayor, Brenda Locke, who is very, very, very determined to keep the RCMP, held a news conference and said this.
He has been a bully all the way through this, and this is just another example of that. That's what happened today.
You've used the word bullying to describe Mr. Farnworth, embarrassing, fear-mongering. I hate to ask this question, but I'm going to.
I'm sure you are.
Do you feel it's because you're a woman that you're being bullied, maybe? Does that come into it all at all here?
I'm just going to be straight up with you. I have worked in politics for a long time. I have worked in the liquor industry for a long time. I have never, ever used the gender card. But in this case, I absolutely think there is misogyny going on, no doubt in my mind. And actually, it's not just me. I've had many people reach out to me and say he would have never treated Doug McCallum like this. And in fact, I would say that probably he was bullied by Doug McCallum, but that's just my position.
You're calling Mr. Farnworth a misogynist?
Well, he is towards me.
The mayor said one thing during that news conference. She said, "This is embarrassing." And on that point, I agree. It's really unfortunate that it has descended into name-calling and nastiness. And there are hundreds of people in both the RCMP and the Surrey Police Service who are sitting back watching this debacle. And everyone says, let's have a final decision.
So I'm going to chime in on, I don't have that skin in the game. I'm not married to the Surrey Police Services chief, and I don't live in Surrey. And I still have people saying, you sit next to Lynda, so you're biased. And I'm like, I don't think you watch the show, because Lynda and I don't agree on everything. But I do agree with you definitely when it comes to this subject, Lynda, because I'm listening to the people who are experts in the field, the public safety minister and the team of people that he gathered together to look at the report. Frankly, if they had said a couple of months ago, we recommend that we go back to the RCMP in Surrey, I would be equally as supportive of that decision. And that's where I come from. I'm reading Rob Shaw's stories and listening to Rob Shaw cover this so closely, and I know you are too. That's why we are bringing in our colleague, our political commentator for CHEK News and writer at the orca.ca. Rob Shaw is with us now live. Hi, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me on.
It is such a soap opera, Rob. What are you seeing unfold before us?
Well, that clip that you played does not help the two sides find common ground. It pushes them farther apart. There is no dialogue that's really happening between the mayor and the premier and the solicitor general anymore. It's kind of all broken down. There was a lot of political maneuvering. Surrey wanting the solicitor general to sign an NDA to get access to the Surrey staff report that uses the solicitor general's numbers mostly, not costing numbers, but policing numbers, which the solicitor general did. He's got the report, and we're waiting to see what he does with it. I think we are heading down this path, and the path is that the government is going to, in my estimation here, at some point step in and pause this process. The transition that Surrey is back on to the RCMP, the likely outcome is to pause that. And then when we get back into the legislature this fall, there's a lot of kind of buzz that the Police Act is up for amendment, and that the government may actually give itself some boosted powers to solve this once and for all. There is debate here why the Solicitor General can't just lay down the law. It looks like if you read the Police Act, he can't. He's got powers to decide policing. And yet, for whatever reason, Mike Farnworth insists that he can't. And so I think we're seeing a kind of a beginning of a path here where the government will intervene but we'll need to take some steps to get there, and that's probably going to be the next few months.
Well, this is what I would like to say about that. They do have the ability to call the House back and end this once and for all. We've heard the Liberal leader, Kevin Falcon, on South Asian radio twice now on the record saying if he was the mayor, he'd take the money. If he was the province, he would mandate this. So the Liberals aren't going to presumably be an issue. I believe that those hundreds of police officers with the Surrey Police Service are so fed up, so stressed out about their futures that if there was a pause and more uncertainty for months to come, I think, I don't know this, but I think there would be mass resignations. And that's not going to help policing in Surrey.
Yeah, like governments very rarely bring the legislature back, in case of emergencies. So I haven't heard rumblings that they might come back early. They're scheduled kind of for October. It takes time to pass legislation. There appear to be like sort of extraordinary powers that the minister might be able to use under the act to sort of pause things. But you're right, it just leads to months more in what has been a 3-year process right now. And so, remember, we've talked about this before. This government doesn't want to be involved in this. It doesn't understand the politics of it. It doesn't really know where Surrey residents are at. It's not clear if Doug McCallum had the public support or Brenda Locke has the public support. There's 7 MLAs there. A bunch of them are cabinet ministers. They desperately don't want to make the wrong call. But all of this, the kind of disharmony with the Surrey mayor, the personal attacks now, the complete breakdown in communication, the province can't let it go on. And that's why we're now at a point where it seems most likely that we will have a provincial intervention here.
So how this is unfolding, how might that impact future policing issues throughout the province of British Columbia? Obviously, this is a huge football at play for Surrey and for the provincial government. But what about other jurisdictions? What other municipalities, both urban and rural?
When you reach a certain size city in British Columbia, you're allowed to choose your own police department outside of the RCMP. And that responsibility rests with the municipality. But in the law, you're supposed to get provincial approval to do it, so you don't go out and hire a rinky-dink police operation to save money and end up understaffing it and putting the public at risk. So the province has this kind of veto. I don't know why the Solicitor General isn't using it here. He has used it before in the case of Victoria and Esquimalt. Not him, but the government amalgamated those police departments in 2002, forces them together every couple of years here. Clearly the power exists. But for whatever reason, the lawyers, the experts, the ministry staff, the policing experts don't feel they can use it the way we are looking at for Surrey. And that, I think, is the real problem going forward, is if another municipality like Burnaby, which has RCMP, or as we move towards maybe a Metro Vancouver municipal regional police force in the future and different departments get out of the RCMP or try to make changes, the province needs to be the last backstop to say this isn't safe. We don't like your numbers, and we have the kind of final say, and it's not using that right now. So let's change the law and give the province the power to do that.
I do think that despite, everyone has an opinion on this, the one opinion we all share is we want a resolution.
Yeah.
So, Rob Shaw, thank you so much for your insight. And now we'll wait and get out the popcorn and see what happens next.
We're already booking you for September.
Yeah.
We'll see you then. Thanks for doing this.
I will
Thanks,
be
Rob.
standing right here waiting for the latest.
Thank you. And the other thing
Rob
is
Shaw.
they don't want 3+ years from now, if there's a change in the mayor's
do this
chair
again.
in Surrey, maybe they flip it again. I mean, no, it's got to be resolved, done one way or the other.
Yeah, let's put this to bed.
Okay, when we come back, revitalizing the Granville Entertainment District. Can it be rehabilitated? This is just one of the big challenges facing Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim this summer, and he's going to join us in studio next.
Looking forward to that. Also, want to say thank you to our viewing party pictures. Oh my goodness, Jeanette and Yum Yum and Victoria. Thanks for tuning into Steel and Vance and joining us.
Also, this is Lori and Enzo. We have a lot of viewers who have pets.
Everybody wants you to have a dog, Lynda. Pete and Pup right here. Look at, oh my goodness.
We've got Sue in Sydney. Thank you so much for sending in your picture. Love your toes. Mine look like that
There are
too.
a lot of blue toes and turquoise toes in our viewing party pictures. Lori as well. Love this shot. Lori, thank you. And you can always get in touch with us at Steel Talks or at Jody Vance. You can find us at our CHEK Media as well. So stay tuned. Ken Sim's up next.